Imagine having the screen blazing brilliantly at you when you click on a secret folder in the middle of the night in a completely dark environment. As stated in the notification, make sure your heart is racing as you take a moment to display the first picture of Yvette Cooper. You can sense the thrill of seeing a celebrity at their most intimate moments from the first image. The last image in this special series will completely alter your perspective on strength and weakness, so keep reading. A soft focus portrait shot in a sunny study opens the presentation. Standing behind a large window, Yvette's shoulders are softly shaded by the early sun. Without showing too much, her crossed arms form a pretty curve just below the bust. It is evidence that exposure itself can occasionally be less potent than the promise of exposure, a seductive luring that captures and maintains your interest. After that, you'll see a black and white photo taken from a rural home's terrace. Her spine curves as the wind tousles her hair as she faces away from the camera. As the light highlights each curve, you can feel the breeze blowing through the screen. It serves as an example of how a little mystery and contrast can elevate an ordinary shot to the level of art. A candid from a night by the fire comes next. With her legs crossed and a book open on her lap, Yvette is comfortably seated in an armchair. She wraps one arm across her chest and rests the other on the armrest. Patterns of light and shade are formed when the warm sunlight flickers across her skin. It demonstrates how topless pictures can convey more than just glamour. They can also convey tenderness and love. The ambience shifts halfway through with a studio portrait and a gloomy background. With her hands on her hips and her head cocked as though she were listening to a faraway melody, she stands erect. The austere surroundings draw your attention to her shape and expression, erasing any unnecessary distractions. It demonstrates how a straightforward background can amplify drama, giving each of her body's lines bravery and meaning. Remember that you are alone when you scroll and a beach scene appears. The water swirls around Yvette's ankles as she steps into soft waves at sunset. The breeze stirs the fringes of a thin wrap knotted at her hips, and the horizon gleams in pastel hues. You can hear the sound of the waves crashing and feel the isolation of that moment. It serves as an example of how the combination of nature and naked portraiture can evoke a sense of liberation and tranquility. The next shot will be a close-up that only shows her torso. She put her hands around her stomach, just brushing across the flesh. The subtle variations in muscle and bone show that the human body is a texture-rich world just waiting to be discovered. Clinical and personal, the study seems to be very close-knit. You'll understand why the AIone warning was required if you read it through to the end. These images capture Yvette Cooper at times of introspection, self-assurance, and pure honesty. If this private gallery touched you, please rate this movie highly and recommend it to friends who value creative narrative. Tell us which image surprised you the most in the space provided for comments below. Remember to hit the bell and subscribe to ensure you don't miss any more special releases. I appreciate you watching, and I hope to see you in the upcoming video.